Ewan.
Yeah, I'm just joining now. Alright then, so, sorry about that everyone. My router decided to die on me, so that was fun. But now we're finally back.
Grosjean pits. Sorry, go back on
oh, yeah. Alright, yeah. If the game would let me back in, that'd be really nice. Right, come on game. Come on. Come on game. There we go. Alright, so. Yep, so. Guess Gekkeberg's pit. Madste's pit. Grosjean's pit. So a lot of pit. So they're clearly going for the two-stop today. Soft, medium, soft preferably. I don't know if you can do soft to hards around here. You might be able to, but.
Well, when I had hard on the safety car, lap 15 I was managing them and I had about 75% of my rear left. I don't know if that was the track or it was just the tyres that day. But for me, I could only take them about, how long was that, 15? About
20 laps.
20 laps racing and a couple under the safety car. So I pitted about lap 12 or lap 13. So the hards are possible. Sharpey pits this lap. He's done a very good stint and he's gone on to the mediums, which I think a lot of people would expect him. I want to see.
Happily gets 5 seconds.
I'd like to see how big the undercut is to some of these guys here, because here comes Gekko Black. He's nowhere near Sharpey at the moment. Sharpey's out in the pits. We saw yesterday with me, I got a bit of undercut on through team. And this, there goes Sharpey, and Gekko Black is a lot further behind Sharpey. Then I think, oh no, gap's in about the same. Maybe
3 wide between sorry, not in there, but 3 wide between Woodsy, Morgan, and Matt. But they've managed to keep it together.
Contact.
Oh dear. Woodsy then goes. Yeah. So order remaining pretty much as it was.
Oh,
but actually get.
Sorry about that again.
Yeah.
A bit late. A bit of a me dive there.
Badders then gets past his teammate. So Badders then, I'd swear he's gone the soft. So could that mean that Badders could potentially have a could potentially gain on his teammate in the championship? And well, right now it would be a 3-way fight for the championship, I believe, at the moment, because Appley would be out of it. Just as would, who's the other one? Lafrat wouldn't be out of it actually, so it could be a 4-way fight for the championship lead. As I think Morgan goes really wide as he's almost made contact with Woodsy, but for the moment Avalot leading from Sharpey and then Gekkeberg. Then Woodsy then gets past Matt. Easily down into turn 1. So I think Woodsy used a lot of his errs for that. A little bit of a lock up there for the pair of them, but they managed to keep it together.
Yeah.
And that's Woodsy through.
Looking at the tyres, I've just noticed that Tom is on a set of hards. So if he can stretch them out to the end of the race, this could be very interesting. Although Sharpey has got a massive gap to be going behind. And don't count some of these one-stoppers out here. Especially Avalok, who's, even though he's got penalties, he's ahead of Sharpey, and he's probably effectively going for the one-stop, maybe. Unless he goes on to 2 sets of softs, which he could do. He
must be. I mean, but also Sharpey just gained over a second on him that lap. Morgan then, he spun Grosjean! Morgan spins Grosjean!
Grosjean's got, that is
Grosjean
devastating for the championship. Sharpey will be licking his lips now because he has a massive gap over his championship rivals. Badders is only 6th. Lafrat is 9th, and he's trying to get past Tom here. They're going wheel to wheel. Can Tom try and get ahead of them? No, he can't. But Morgan, that is a massive turn of the championship. now because Grosjean's got a massive recovery drive to do. As Apple is now behind Tom. Has Tom got damage? But these cars aren't firing enough for him. Down inside goes Apple, he gives it a bit of a squeeze, but nothing to suggest anything bad. Tom stays ahead, but look how slow he is out of the corners here. He is really struggling on those hard. Apple would want to get past him now. Is he going to go for it here around the outside? No, switches to the... Oh. He's practically pushing him through these corners at the moment. This is...
Right, yeah. Right now, we have in our hands a potential GSR first. A four-way fight for the championship between Grosjean, Sharpey, Badders, and Lafra. No, a five-way fight. What? What is this?
Who else would be added? Is it?
Happily.
Oh yeah, happily. Oh.
A five-way fight for this championship. Actually, wait.
If you
I'd
add
have
me,
to check that.
if you add me, then that's 6.
Well, I mean, they've got a.
But they're probably going to outscore me eventually. Yeah. So I'm not. Yeah, it's probably Sharpey. I'll probably win next race or something. Oh, Pratt and Morgan! Morgan spun!
Oh,
Pratt and Morgan made contact. There's more contact there. I think that's Tom.
Appley's got damage.
Appley has got damage. This is huge. This is major for the championship. Tom's trying to go
around.
Oh, Tom has got. Oh, he's gets it. I thought he'd got on my screen. He'd had a massive. Oh, he's got end plate damage.
Yeah,
that would have
major.
changed the championship. I on my screen Tom glitched and on my screen he went into a wall. So if you hear me exaggerating somewhere, that was because that happened on my screen. But these have both got damage down. This is bad for Tom. As Tom gets a 3 seconds. Tom's still trying to overtake Appley here, down the inside. These two have got damage and this is allowing Grosjean to close back up. Is Grosjean going to go for a dive on Appley? No. It's really close between these two guys, so... Right, I'm going to take a breath and you can take over because that was...
So, yeah, that was intense. That was. So, meanwhile, Avalok's pit. Sharpey then is in the lead by now, 5.3 seconds. Surely nothing can stop this guy now, because he is surely going to be one of our championship contenders going into the final round.
Definitely.
Woodsy and
Maxi, I think.
Yeah, Maxi. Because at the moment, Mathematic. That was close.
Massive bit of contact. This is allowing Badders to get at him now. Badders is coming alive on those soft tyres. He's doing a fruity from yesterday, carving his way through the field. If he can get through, he might be able to challenge for a podium maybe even in this race. If he can get through these guys. Because Maxi right there, that's a podium. And this is really going to help Badders.
Yeah. Right now, I believe Grosjean, he will go from leading the championship down to 3rd right now. Because Sharpey, I believe, will be our... Hang on. Yeah, he will. Sharpey at the moment is our legit championship leader. Well, I mean, you've got to factor in penalties first, and Badders got quite a few of them. Then Badders would be in 2nd. Grosjean would be in 3rd. As Tom then pits. That then promotes Grosjean up to 9th. Yeah, I think Badders... 10 points. So Badders' 5th being 10... Yeah. So so Badders would be 1 point ahead of his teammate, and Sharpey would be our championship leader and be closest to you in the championship, I guess.
I'm just gonna say effective championship leader because it's probably gonna get to a point in Brazil where they all go past me.
Yeah.
I mean, I still might be able to scrape maybe a 3rd in the championship, which wouldn't be that bad, but yeah. I had my time list here, and these guys are trying, and I'm just gonna say, should I say chase down my gap, or is that maybe just can overtake it? And I think Sharpey at the moment looks like the main man to be doing that because he has pulled a massive gap to the field. He's nearly half a straight ahead of 2nd place Gebelbleck.
I'll check the championship because I think we'll still count Well, I don't know if we should count your points or not, because you're technically not in tier 4 anymore, but I personally think we should, just to keep it spicy. But
6-way championship flag, that would be. I mean, Apple's out the points now, but
not at the moment, because of course the drivers have got to get within 25 points of you, and to do that they'd have to score over 100 points, which at the moment Badders is doing that at the moment, so he would be in the championship fight. That would be now. Hang on, that would be a 3-way fight, because Sharpey would then be up to 112 points.
Sorry to speak. Sorry, hang on. Badders has 11 seconds of penalties. What's his gap?
I have a feeling it may have been three penalties, then a 5-second.
So if he gets his 5-second removed, unless that was speeding in the pit lane, you won't get that removed. I don't think. He might be able to, if it's like 1 mile an hour.
I believe if he serves it, then he can't get it removed. So, but of course.
Sorry, carry on. I'll speak after.
Badders then will be in the well. Should I say prime position, because he's going to be on the fresher tyres. He's going to be on the fresher mediums earlier, but of course people like Sharpey, Gekobel, Matt, Woodsy, and Wallace, they'll all be on the softs at the end of the race. So again, we're only halfway through this race, so still got a lot of racing left to go, and still a lot of drama to go, I should say, from these guys. But right now, Sharpey has a legit 13-second lead over these guys. He is doing a wonder at the moment, and he right now, yeah, will be our net championship leader.
Is he doing a me from Zandvoort?
If you like, yes.
I had like a 7 to 10 second gap to Grosjean, and the penalties were applied, and a massive gap formed. He's kind of, I don't know what, it's like he's Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, who's Gebelbeck, has got a drive-through penalty behind him, and he's basically pulled that as a penalty. It's like, that's insane if you think about it. Sharpey's just kept his nose clean, and the amount of penalty, that's the influence that the penalty is going to have. Sharpey's going to build a massive gap.
I'm just checking penalties at the moment, because right now Grosjean would be 5th at the moment, I believe, which is nearly enough to catch up to you in the championship, but not quite enough.
Oh, Tom's
That's
gone.
Tom out.
Tom's the pits.
He's had enough. He's retired the pits. Yeah. So Lefrat then gets another 3 seconds. So Lefrat's now up to 9 seconds. So that would mean then Grosjean would get past Avalutz, that'd be 8th. Get past Lefrat's, that'd be 7th. 6th. He'd be up to 5th at the moment. So nearly enough. Appley then gets another penalty, but Appley's kind of out of this now. So, and almost out of the championship fight at the moment. But Sharpey's still doing everything he needs to do in order to be our, well, net championship leader.
I'm noticing at the moment Grosjean's lifting off of some of the corners. Whereas these guys, Pit, Badders and the front are in. Grosjean is lifting off of some of the corners. I wonder if that's why he's keeping his penalty count down. He's getting a simple pace, but it's effective in not getting penalties. While some of these guys are pushing, like Massey there, she's got another 3 seconds. So that's going to help Grosjean if he can catch up to these guys. It's not all done yet, because when penalties are applied, if a safety car comes out, Grosjean gets a net P2. And and some of these, that's going to change the entire field, because people like who won 3 seconds, like Bang Your Dead and Morgan, who might get a penalty for the Grosjean incident, we don't know that yet, and have a look. If a safety car came out, we're going to have a Canada on our hands from a couple of weeks ago, Tier 3, where I had a load of penalties at the front of the pack, and I had a bit of a gap, but safety car came out and it ruined my race. I fell down to 8th, so it's going to be interesting because Oz and Apple are fighting. Oz is still there, around the outside. Can he hang it? Apple's still ahead, but Oz is going to go for a little bit of switchback here. He's not going to do the DRS, and I think Apple's got the overtake now.
He does. So Apple now up to P11, but that at the moment will not be enough in order for him to stay in this championship, because Grosjean at the moment will eliminate Apple from the equation. Well, I mean, well, if we count you in this, then there'll only be about a 3-way fight. Grosjean, Sharpey, well, and you, maybe Badders as well. So it could still be GSR's first 4-way fight for the championship.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the standings. Sharpey's gonna get like you've been doing. If it stayed like this and Grosjean and Sharpey and these lot managed to get the tyres all the way to the end, which I don't think they will. We're probably just past the halfway point. That shows how long this race is. Then Sharpey have got to have 25. Grosjean, if we count the penalties, would be up quite a bit of places. Badders would, I think he's got a penalty, so that wouldn't help him. But I'm just thinking, is Grosjean and Sharpey and all these persons on the mediums, are these guys going for softs to the end? And like lap 26 maybe, or 27. I saw Fruity did this. Remember how big an influence it was? If the safety car came out now, it mixes up strategy, because the softs aren't good. I don't think these guys can make the softs last 14 laps. So or 13, depending on how long it would be. So it really is a case of whether something happens. As Sharpey now 10 second gap to go, like add the penalties, and that's 16 seconds, and that is unreal.
Yeah. I just thought I'd say, because for my own sanity, it's pronounced Gekabelg.
Is it? Oh, I've been. Oh.
Yeah. It's you've been saying Geckelbeck.
I wasn't I? Oh no.
Yeah.
Right, what is it?
Oh, Gekabelg.
Okay, Gekabelg. Okay, ahead of Gekabelg.
He's now got a gap of a legit 16 seconds. Nothing can stop this guy at the moment. As Grosjean then comes in for a set of mediums. So clearly doesn't want to take him to the end. The Frat will be in front of him, I believe, as will Badders. But Badders gets a little bit of a snap. Where is Grosjean going to be as he comes out? He's going to be close to his teammate, but I think, yeah, Badders is going to get easily ahead of his teammate. Thrasher then retires in the pits.
Okay.
Hang on a minute, I'll just check the stops a minute. Yeah, so Wallace then needs to make another stop. So, well, I mean, Sharpey will be easily out in the lead. So Avalok, where will he be when this? I believe Avalok will be in second. Once this all filters out. So, fair play to him.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah. So fair play to him for trying the one stop, but he will not be. Well, he won't be anywhere near Sharpey. He'll be Sharpey's just in a world of his own at the moment, and plus he's got no penalties, which is even more impressive. So have a look then. Wallace now comes in. I'm guessing for a set of softs.
Oh, Thrasher's AI is parking up.
Yeah.
He's just really blocked. Right, I'm gonna get. I think it's Gekabelg. He's just really holding him up, and he's lost almost just about 6/10 to Sharpey, which is not good for his sake, as Grosjean gets past Wallace as he comes out the pits. So Grosjean's up to P8, add penalties, he's up to... Badders gets past him. He doesn't get past...
He gets past Badders.
He doesn't get past the frat. That's very interesting. He doesn't get past the frat on the gaps at the moment.
So that could be interesting. So,
the frat and
right.
Sharpey, they're really outscoring these. Well, not really, but outscoring. They just need the amount of points they can get.
Oh, the frat though, he gets another penalty. So
that puts him in
that
range.
Could be, yep. Yes, it does. So I'll have a little look again. I need to constantly be referring to the championship here. So, Lafrat then, to get within range of you, Lafrat to get in range of you, he needs to get on the podium. So, he's not doing enough right now to do that.
Because how many stops has Lafrat made?
He's made 2.
He has made 2. Hang on, he has made 2. Right. He's gonna filter out. I want to say
he'll be right with Matt.
He will. So if
they can catch Avaluk, then Lafrat could still be in this championship. He could still get P3.
Yeah, it's just a case of whether these guys can use their tyre advantage to the best. Sharpey's still going. This is very surprising because Gecko Bell is still gaining on him. I think I got it right that time, hopefully.
Yeah, you did.
Massey's in. Where's he going to come out in relation to Lafrat? I think Lafrat might jump Massey here because he's coming around the last couple of corners. Massey's just got out his pit box. This is going to be...
I don't reckon he will.
It's going to be tight, I think. I think it's going to be tighter than you may think. Because there goes Lafrat. And
Matt's in front of him.
Oh, Maxie has got him, but Lafrat has got the overspeed on, so he might be able to get within the DRS range.
Matt's on the soft tyres though, so...
Yeah, so he is probably going to pull away.
Yeah.
And can he undercut?
So,
Decabel, maybe, if he pushes that?
Could do. Gekabug's actually gained a lot of time on Sharpey throughout these next, well, last few laps.
I think Sharpey's pissing this lap though. He is going onto a set of softs, and I think Decabel might follow him in this lap.
Could do. So, what does the... I have to check his nationality.
Oh,
yeah, what is the... Yeah, the Belgian comes in as well with Sharpey. So Sharpey then goes onto the softs. Yep, yeah, I can just about pick out the red wall tyres.
Is Avalok gonna jump these? Is Avalok gonna jump both of these guys?
He's gonna jump.
He might jump Sharpey here.
He's
no, he's not. He's not gonna jump
he's not. No, he's not.
This is
safety car.
Oh.
Oh.
This is who hasn't pitted yet. Into the pits comes the frat, and he's going to a set of softs, I believe.
This is amazing for Grosjean.
This changes everything, because Grosjean hasn't got penalties. Remember what I said about Canada and US. Yeah. This is big.
Grosjean's coming in. Grosjean, he'll be on a set of softs at the end of this race.
Grosjean's going to pit.
So
this could be good from Grosjean, but the issue with this is if he gets one penalty on those softs, which is quite easily to do, he's going to be falling off the pace trying not to get penalties. So he needs to really keep up with these guys. Oz and Apley coming off their hards. This has changed everything now.
Sorry, but Avaluk's going to be a bit of a sitting duck here.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's on the hards. However, he might try and pit, and he'd still emerge out in about P5, I believe.
And you add penalties onto that. He's going to
Avaluk's in legit P3.
He is.
Right now. So Grosjean then, he has been waiting for this moment all race, and it may come into his own at the end here. We could see a fruity.
We could
honestly see a fruity.
I want to see how many warnings Grosjean has got, just to see.
Avaluk doesn't pit.
So maybe he's just trying to hold his own, maybe. Okay, Grosjean he got one more on lap 1. Obviously, he might have 2.
So right now, where would Grosjean be in terms of? Well, I mean, he wouldn't be able to outscore Sharpey. That would be a bit far fetched.
Grosjean has 2.
He would, however, be able to potentially eliminate his teammate from the championship equation.
Badders and Grosjean. Badders is going to come out ahead of him. Badders is on the softs, and he's going to jump Wallace here as well. So.
Yep.
Badders. He's got 9 seconds of penalties, and he's going to get past these two in front of Lafrat and Woodsy. That puts him P5, and if he can get past Maxi, he's in a legit P4 in this race. This has turned this race on its head. If Sharpey gets a 3
Badders
seconds...
has got 12 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, wait, he's still on my screen, he has... It's Badders have 12 or 9?
He has 12.
On my screen it says he has 9.
Oh, that's weird. Who are you looking at?
Still says he has 9, but he might have 12 because it might be glitches with my game, so we'll go with what you said. He has 12.
On my screen it says he has 12, so I'm just gonna go with that. Alright then, so then we potentially have a very dramatic finale to this race. So this is what Grosjean's been waiting for all race. Lafrat then will have 17 seconds worth of penalty. I'm guessing that. Hang on a minute, I'll just check if that was from. Actually, can you check if that was from speeding in the pit lane or not? Because it might be.
If he's got speed in the pit lane, he can get that removed. I'm pretty sure after he records it. It depends on how big it was. So.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Hang on, I'll just check the instance quickly. What lap would it be?
Badders got speeding, we know that.
Yeah. Alright then.
Apple and Wallace did.
Yeah. Championship is now living up, but at the moment, Avalok would be in second because Grosjean at the moment he's not within 3-second range. But well, I sincerely doubt Avalok's going to stay there because he's going to be a sitting duck on those old hards.
Yeah, he will be. You'll try to get speed in the pit lane 5 seconds. So if it wasn't by that much, you can get that removed. As also gets penalty under safety car. Just looking at this now. Have a look if he can stay ahead of these guys. So the best safety car will be in this lap because most of the field's caught up. Morgan's a massive gap behind, so I think it will be in this lap. If Avalok can stay ahead and Grosjean falls off the pace trying not to get penalties, it still could be interesting, this race. Because one 3-second for Grosjean changes everything ahead. And we know he has 2 warnings, and I think the safety car isn't going to be in this lap. I don't think it will be. No, it isn't. It's going for 1 more lap. So we're waiting for Morgan to catch up, obviously.
Yeah. So Grosjean then he's got to keep it as quick as possible because, well, he of course wants to get in front of Avalok. Of course, second place here will be major for him because I mean he only loses 7 points to Sharpey.
And he overtakes me, I believe, if he gets second.
Yes, he does. Grosjean will then be ahead of you in the championship, so he will be now our both legitimate and net championship leader. So
I'm just interested to see what's going to happen with these guys because Grosjean, he has not good penalties, and he has not got any penalties. But some of these guys, 6 for Geckelblack. I said that wrong again. Gekkerbelg. He's only got 6. So he only has to pull 6 seconds in Grosjean, and Grosjean has to carve his way through. Maxi has 9, Grosjean gets 3, that's 6. The gap. Then Matty has to pull 6. So actually, he might not be able to get on the podium here. He needs to put his head down though. Oh, with the frat and Badders really good to making contact there. I don't think any of them got penalties.
Go then.
Yeah.
Alright then, so safety cars in this lap. Final 6 laps to decide who will be our championship contenders for the final round. It's looking like Sharpey will definitely be one of them, and Grosjean as well. Whether it be a 3-way fight or whether it be a 4-way fight, it's time to find out. As GSR Sharpey then backing him up. He's backing him up a lot. Away goes Sharpey then for the fight. It's a phenomenal restart for the Ferrari. Gekkeberg is already going for it. He's already going down the inside.
Woodsy
is the Belgian
and Matty.
Madsty then. Madsty is also gonna have a go. Madsty then trying to go up the inside. Gekkeberg's trying to go up the inside of Avalok. Of course, this is all losing them time, which is allowing Grosjean to catch back up. Madsty then gets a really good exit on God, I'm talking way too quick. You get a really good exit on
the 2 championship contenders. Down his What's his best one?
That's Matt's
major
fun
for the championship. Before they're getting pushed around everywhere. Grosjean's losing position. He's got Appley up his inside.
Baddy's up the inside.
Appley up the inside on with big contact. And what's
Badders get around the outside.
Badders with the switchback. Can he get past? No. Oh, he can.
He cuts the track. Yes, he can. And Badders, what a move.
That was brilliant from Badders. And that was fast on the back of Woodsy. Grosjean now is going to have a go at Woodsy. Is he going to go? He needs to clear these guys. Look at the gap that Sharpey's pulled and have a look. He's already pulled 4 seconds.
He's pulled 4 seconds in one lap.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Woodsy's got wing damage, so that'll pretty much be a free position here for Grosjean.
Oh.
But Appley then is still close to back. Gekkeberg then gets round the outside and gets past Avalok this time. Gekkeberg then up into P2, of course, not legit yet, but he'll try and make that legit. As here comes Badders then. Badders then trying to go to the inside. Oh, he makes contact with him. Oh, that's Gekkeberg. There's lots of contact. Badders has got damage. Lefrat's got damage. Lefrat, he's round.
Oh my word. This is carnage.
What is this race?
Grosjean's still behind Avalok. Who is going to come out of the podium? Oz is retired on the track. You see here, Appley is right behind us. Grosjean now on the Avalok. Oh, Avalok very late defense there. He stays ahead. Grosjean will not be happy with that because that's one of the guys ahead of him to get away. Sharpey's now got 3 seconds. That's not going to make a massive difference in this race. He's already pulled 7 seconds, which is obscene. Grosjean, Avalok's to the wall. Avalok's to the wall. And now Grosjean's going to have to go with him down the straight. Should be an easy pass. So that's Avalok gives us all the DRS. Avalok's letting him go. Letting him go. We can see he's swerving and weaving, trying to get the slipstream. Is he going to go for a dive on Grosjean? He's still got the straight line speed. Is he going
he does. Appley then up the inside.
Appley up the inside. Great move from Appley there.
He gets it. He tries. But at the moment, Grosjean is still well within range for a legit P2 here. And he will be our legit championship leader as things stand.
Have a look at
Grosjean
behind. Sorry to put in there. Again.
Yes. Oh God. So then, but the question is, where will this put Badders? Because Badders at the moment has damage. So I think as does Woodsy. Yeah, they both do. So Grosjean then is gaining on them.
Appley though, think about. I don't worry about Grosjean, but Appley, even though he's got 12 seconds, he can still get his way past these guys. And if he travels Grosjean might be able to lose time here. Especially if he gets sitting behind Appley's 30R, if Appley did get past him. Has Grosjean got the DRS? We will see. I don't know if he does. He might just. If he doesn't, he's out of DRS. Appley now. He's got a really chance for him to take it on track. He might not get it on penalties.
Here he comes.
He's going to go to the left. He's not. He's overtake. Grosjean knows this, I think. Grosjean lets him go. Oh, a bit of carbon fibre went up there. I don't think it was from Grosjean's car.
No, it wasn't.
But
so then, Aptly then up into P5. But of course, he's in a P6.
Sorry.
So, how many points is Aptly? In order to be in the championship, he needs to get past Woodsy and Badders. So that could, well, he could do, because as we know, both of them have front wing damage. So this could be completely possible for Aptly to be another championship contender in Brazil. It could be GSR's first four-way fight. Aptly then already on the back. Oh, what was my voice there? Aptly then already on the back of Woodsy. He's trying to go round the outside. Trying to go round the outside of Woodsy, but he doesn't quite. Oh, he makes contact with him. Aptly then trying so desperately to get past Woodsy. He knows the championship's on the line here, and he pushes Woodsy wide, which then allows him to get the run.
So is Maxi. Grosjean's going to have a go at them. So is Maxi. It's going to go 3 wide.
It's 3 wide.
It could even be 4 if Maxi catches up. This is incredible race roller. It's going to be 3 wide into the corner.
Yep,
Maxi on the inside. Woodsy stays ahead. Grosjean brakes quite early. Oh, it's all difficulty at the back here. If that's a word to describe all of this, it's just very chaotic in a way. Nobody can seem to get the gap they need.
Yeah. Oh, Grosjean gets a 3 seconds.
Oh, that's changed everything. He's run very wide. Has he got wing damage? I wonder if he's got damage. That changes everything.
No, he doesn't.
Because now he's not be able, unless he closes up on Gegelberg, he's not going to get P2 in this race.
you did it again. Alright. Aptly they're going on Badders. He's now into P3.
He needs to pull away from Badders, remember. He needs to pull away from Badders on this last lap. Because Badders has wing damage. I don't know if he's going to fight his teammate, because Grosjean's right behind him, and he's going to be holding him up. And I think Grosjean got another one.
He's got to get the gap to Matt in order to still be in this championship in Brazil. But
Matt's
he just saw Sharpey then.
Matt's going to have a go at Grosjean, I think, if he uses the DRS. Grosjean's got very high downforce. No wonder he was really slow in the first sector. Matt's using his DRS. He's going for the move. He may not get it on track. He's going down the inside.
Oh, it's close.
Oh, it's a bit of contact there. Nothing hard going. I don't think Grosjean stays ahead. Can Maxi have another go at him? He's using his ERS. You can see Grosjean's got no ERS. Look how much Maxi is gaining on Grosjean. It's not going to look like
this is close.
I
don't know if Matt's going to get past him though, because at the moment this is a matter between championship or no championship with Aptly, because if he gets ahead of Matt, which at the moment he almost is.
Anyway,
then,
Sharpey, he's coming across the corner.
Alright then, here comes Sharpey then. Another absolutely dominant drive from Sharpey. He then crosses the line and wins. He will be one of our presumably 4 championship contenders. Aptly then, I reckon he'll be the second one, because he's just about ahead.
Grosjean's then will be in this race. Grosjean has took the championship lead. He has done it.
Yeah, Grosjean then he gets third. He is now, I believe, yeah, he is now taking a legit championship lead. But Badders then will also be our championship contender. Hang on a minute. No, Aptly hasn't done enough. He just misses out. Does Aptly? Oh, he missed out by just 2 points. Wait, hang on.
Oh, wait, hang
on, wait a minute.
Grosjean's took the championship lead by 1 point from me.
That's a timing glitch, I believe. So Aptly might still be in this then.
Why? What happened?
I have a feeling that's a timing glitch, because because Aptly and Badders, they were on the same amount of penalties.
They were.
I think we have GSR's first 4-way fight for the championship.
Is that including me? Well, technically I'm not.
That's including you, yes.
Technically I'm.
Well, yeah.
Technically I'm not. Well, I am. But I'm
Well,
not.
well, I mean, you're still there, but still, we'll count it. It's GSR's first. I think it's GSR's first four-way fight, as far as I can tell. Unless Appley got another penalty on that final lap.
No, because
He could have done.
Tier 3 hasn't got one.
Appley didn't. So Appley then is in a legit P4. That means that Appley's done enough. Just.
No, Appley's got. Yes, on my screen that's timing glitch on it. Oh, maybe no. Maybe Badders did have 9 seconds, like I said earlier.
He's got 12 seconds on my screen, so
He has 9 on mine,
think,
and he's 4th for me.
I think that may be a bit of a time glitch. I'll ask Badders, but okay, could you get the top three in, please?
Yeah, sure.
So, wow, another fantastic race from these guys. Sharpey then a dominant victory. 12 seconds then ahead of Geckenberg in second, and GSR Grosjean then still keeping the championship very much alive in P3. Then Badders then, well, I don't know what way around Badders and Appley will be. Of course that will depend on whether we have a 3-way fight or a 4-way fight for the championship. So we'll see then. But starting to get the top 3. We've got the first 2 in here. Just now to wait if Grosjean comes in. Yes, he does. So then, all right then. So we have our top 3 in here. So then, I think we'll start with our new legit champ, GSR Grosjean. Make sure you include your audio.
I have done, yes.
Yeah. That was quite a frantic race there from your perspective. Were you was it constantly on your mind that you could overtake Vapor.js for the championship lead, or were you just focused on the racing out there?
I was a bit distracted by the fact that someone tried to deliberately spin me off of the track to give, I would say, one of my championship rivals an advantage.
Was that Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw that on stream.
Yeah, it's a little bit suspicious when, you know, he lets his mate pass, he's in the party with them, and then swerves back onto the track right in front of me. Then a sector later, I go side by side with him through a corner, he leaves me no space and he gets spun. So yeah, I was a bit distracted by that throughout the whole race. So didn't have much else to think about apart from that.
Can I just say, was that me or was it Badders?
No,
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't in a party with Morgan.
Yeah, I know. Sharpey.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sharpey were you with Oz, I think.
No, I was,
yeah, you were.
so it was gone.
Alright.
Yeah, you were miles ahead of the whole race anyway. So
Yeah.
I couldn't see.
Yeah. So how relieved were you when that safety car came out, because it finally allows you to make the most of the little penalties you'd accumulated?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really happy with that. I mean, I was quite annoyed at the time, but that certainly made it. Then the fact that I don't know what the driver was after the safety car restart. It was like there was about 100 collisions, and then in that mess I got a penalty, which was kind of annoying, and it cost me second place. But I would rather have the safety car and get better than not have the safety car. It certainly helped as a result.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that result was another crucial one for you, and it means you now legit lead the championship going into Brazil. So, Vapor.js, do you have any questions for our third place man?
Yeah, only one. It's very simple. How do you not get penalties in a race? I think that's what we all want to know, because that was really good managing on the track limits there.
Yeah, basically, I was a bit slower than I would have liked to have been, but I mean, I knew with the nature of this track, it just basically took my time through all the corners. I knew I could get penalties on like exit from 3. That was basically it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right then, so that's the first of our potential 4 championship contenders going into the final round. But then we'll move on to the only non-championship contender in this on the podium, Gekkebalg. So it was a very good drive from you today, actually. It was once again quite a crazy race on your part. Well, especially when the stage car came out. Just how do you feel after that race? Because it was a brilliant result today.
Yeah, I'm very happy with after the safety car restart. I think if the McLaren wasn't in my way, I think I maybe could battle the first race, but now it is what it is. I take it to Brazil for doing better there.
Vapor JS, do you have any questions for our second place man?
Yeah, it was a good race from you. How were you doing? How were you feeling during the race? Of course, you've only just come up from tier 5. I think you joined the Netherlands, and you've shown you paced really strongly. I found throughout your time racing in tier 4. So, how do you feel going into these races, and how was that for you and the whole? Yeah, I think just to add on to what Aid said.
Today it was difficult. I didn't race 2 weeks, so the first lap I take a lot of penalties because I can't find my race pace in the first laps. So I got 6-second penalties in 10 laps, I think. And then I switched to mediums, and I did a good stint on the mediums, and then I switched to the softs for make it better, and then the safety car came out on the perfect moment for me.
Yeah, well done on your second place there. Hopefully we can see you getting some more good results in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, we'll move on then to our other championship contender now. He's brought himself right back into the championship. ETSR Sharpey.
Crazy race, to be honest. Great race, dominant. I could have done so much more in qualifying. Well, I could have done so much more. I put it on pole, but I could have got a much better lap. Was up by 2 times, just invalidated on the last corner. And then from there in, a little bit of a dodgy race start, but I held it through turn 1. And then I just went away from there, kept it consistent with all my laps. And managed to get a race win for the second time in a row, so I'm very happy with that.
Yeah. How are you feeling about your about your championship chances going to Brazil? Of course, you'll have, I believe it's a 14-point gap between you and Grosjean, so it'll be close. But are you confident that you could maybe pick Grosjean for the title?
Yeah, obviously, coming up for 2 wins, it's a massive boost of confidence if you win 2 races in a row, so my head is very high for this Brazil race, and the first thing I did after I won the race was get the calculator out and tot up the points, so I had to check the gaps, but it's very tight up there now. It's going to be a great final race for you guys to watch and for us to race, but my legs were shaking throughout the whole race. I felt like I did well to compose myself. I'm very happy.
Yeah. It was another extremely dominant drive there. Vapors JS, do you have any questions for our winner today?
It was a dominant performance from you. I mean, I was talking to you earlier, wasn't I, in Prix? You were about the strategy and things like that. Did you ever think about changing the way you were going to think about the race, maybe changing strategy? Because I think you were pretty confident that you could make the soft medium soft work, which you did quite effectively. Because after that safety car restart, you flew, and me too, seeing my lead reaction. You were like, oh my god, he's pulled 4 seconds, and it was incredible. Just how do you just kept it consistent all right, and how did you feel like leading most of the race, if not all of it?
Yeah, it feels great to lead all the race. I mean, I was very, very thankful I didn't stay 1 more lap out on mediums, otherwise that was my race done. Because the safety car came out when I pitted, so it was a great decision to pit when I did. So, and yeah, as I said, 2 race wins in a row. So head is very high for Brazil, and all my focus is on Brazil now.
Yeah. So that's it then for us here at Tier 4 Mexico. We're going to Brazil with a potential 4-way championship fight on our hands. GSR Grosjean versus HSR Sharpey versus Badders, and even potentially Apperly if that was indeed a timing glitch. But we are potentially going in with GSR's first 4-way championship fight. Make sure you join us next week for the thrilling finale in Brazil. In about half an hour we have Tier 1, and then of course tomorrow we have Tier 5 and Tier 2. But for now, I've been your head commentator, GSR 8F1. My co-commentator has been VaporJS, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.